mynews.studio.
Tonight, Pittsburgh churches have erased $14 million in medical debt. The question is, will this spark a bigger movement, or is it just a small ripple?
Today is January 20th, 2026. Let's set the stage a bit. In Allegheny County, where Pittsburgh is, over 690,000 people are carrying an average of $1,000 each in medical debt. And that's just one county. Across the country, 100 million Americans owe a combined $220 billion. How did we get to a place where a single hospital bill can completely change a family's future?
The system just keeps coming. Even with insurance, people still get hit. Think about that mother whose daughter's RSV treatment was denied by the insurer.
Wait. So even with coverage, families can end up facing collectors?
Exactly. The bills just kept coming. They were sold to collectors. That family started getting constant calls, threats, the kind of stress that seeps into every part of their life. Why is medical debt so hard to escape?
Right. And then the story pivots. 117 Presbyterian churches in Pittsburgh joined together. They call themselves Matthew 25 on the Move. They raised almost $78,000, which isn't a typo. They worked with Undo Medical Debt, a nonprofit. For every dollar raised, they wiped out over $100 in debt. Overnight, $14 million erased for 12,500 low-income residents.
It's all about the secondary debt market. Hospitals and collectors bundle up medical debts and sell them off for pennies on the dollar. The churches bought some of these bundles and canceled the debts entirely. People didn't even have to apply. They just received letters out of the blue saying their debt was gone. No taxes, no conditions. Imagine opening that envelope.
But does this actually fix the problem long term? There's a lot of talk about the emotional relief. Some people say it's like a huge weight is gone. They start focusing on family or health again. But a 2024 study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that on average, there's no lasting improvement in mental health, credit scores, or access to care. So, are we just addressing the surface?
That's the heart of the debate. These churches made a real difference for those 12,500 people, no doubt. But the bigger causes of medical debt are still here. And scaling this up is tough. You need hospitals or collectors willing to sell the debt, and you need donors. Plus, in other countries, secondary medical debt markets aren't common, and their healthcare systems are different.
Could something similar work for other kinds of debt, like student loans or credit card balances?
Not really. Medical debt is unique. It's fragmented and often sold at a discount. Student loans and other debts tend to be more centralized, with stricter laws. Bankruptcy rules get in the way too. So while this faith-led approach is powerful here, it doesn't translate easily to other types of debt.
But it's not just about charity. It's also a signal to policymakers. Now, some U.S. cities are using public funds with groups like Undo Medical Debt. There's talk about removing medical debt from credit reports. Could these local moves build up to national reforms?
That's the hope. For now, though, community action is trying to fill the gaps left by policy. And for every headline about debt being erased, there are still millions who live with it every day.
So the real question is, will these local grassroots efforts lead to bigger system changes, or will we be having these same conversations in 10 years?
Whatever happens next, tonight in Pittsburgh, thousands of families can breathe a little easier.
That brings us back around, from hidden debt in Allegheny County to this experiment in hope and the open question, what's next for medical debt relief?
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it for free.